Oh shit.
Hey.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Oh, hey. Yeah, so nothing at all has changed. Nothing at all. Well, there was a little bit of a thing where you remember last time where we had like this lighter and we were trying to like burn this Arkansas thing. Well, there was kind of a thing and
They burned my house down.
yeah. So now we're at Zach's house and welcome to the new setup. So, you guys let us know what you think about this, or if you prefer the barn. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of smoky in there right now. Anyway, Jarrett. I just can't.
So basically, we had this whole idea that after we burned the Arkansas paper, it we burned down my house. So that's kind of what Steven was trying to go for.
I don't know what I'm trying to go for, but I'm here.
But, hey guys, welcome back. It's us, the Backyard Barners again. Zach's over there in the corner, typing away on the computer. Can't see him because his webcam sucks. Isn't that right, Hobbs?
I actually wish I had a worse webcam, believe it or not.
That would actually work.
No, not work at all. I wish I would have a worse webcam that just absolutely does not work, period.
Well, well, there's a couple of things we want to touch on today. Obviously, over the summer, some things have changed. Some realignment has happened across the board.
Oh, with the scheduling or...
Oh man, well, initially, what happened last year, we have Texas and Oklahoma are coming to the SEC. Like, they're coming. They're not here yet, but they're coming.
Oh, they're coming hard.
Yeah. Well, before that happens, apparently USC and UCLA are now joining the Big Ten.
Yeah,
How about that?
Most of the teams that are up in the north have to fly all the way to Los Angeles now.
I'm just imagining, like, let's take football out of the equation real quick. Let's not even think about football. Think about women's soccer. UCLA women's soccer having to fly like 4 hours across like what, 3 time zones to play Rutgers.
I mean,
in a women's soccer game.
Jet lag. Honestly, jet lag is going to be a big factor in those games.
And naturally, you got to be thinking, okay, well, hey, Oregon, how about the SEC? You're southeastern, right? Like southeast Oregon.
You're southeast of Canada, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, it works perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no longer about becoming a conference. It's more of like becoming a brand now.
Yeah. Like, it's becoming, the issue I have is what I'm worried about is that we're going to have such a major expansion that the Big Ten and the SEC kind of become like AFC and NFC. I don't want this to become like the NFL.
I really don't want it to be like the NFL at all because, I'm still a supporter and like, like a 2014 playoff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of like, anybody can compete into it.
Right.
In the NFL, they got it like AFC, NFC, NFC North, AFC North, NFC South, AFC South. I don't like that. I don't like that whole model because, you still got Division 2, Division 1, Division 3. I just don't like seeing the NCAA slowly turn into just this money grab.
Yeah. I'm worried that that's where we're going because you can see it. Like, we haven't seen how the SEC or the Big Ten are going to do their future schedules. We haven't seen how they're going to even incorporate with 16 teams, let alone if they try to go beyond that.
Oh, man.
Because think about it. You could split it up into 4 pods of 4 across the
pod
board
system
on both sides.
Yeah.
You could do that. But I mean, I don't think that looks like college football the way that those of us who have enjoyed college football our entire lives I don't think that's how we would like it to be.
So, what is the pod system? Because I'm actually very new to the whole idea of the pod system. Because, I know what was it, Big
No.
12 did it, or Big 10, someone like that.
Oh no, this would be brand new. Like it.
Oh,
What it would be is you split the conference up. The idea that was thrown around with the SEC was that it would be split up geographically. Like you'd have like a Southwest division that's got like Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and maybe Missouri.
Arkansas in there too.
Arkansas, the Mississippi schools, they'd all be in one. You could split it up however you want to split it up. But the idea being there would be 4 different groupings. You would have to play everybody in your pod every year. And then you'd have whatever other conference games you schedule. Maybe you're playing a different pod or
Well, see, that'd be terrible for Auburn because we would get the bad end of the stick because we got to play Alabama, Georgia, Florida.
The one that I saw when somebody mentions the pod system, they're putting Auburn and Alabama together, but they're putting us with like Tennessee and Vanderbilt.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb. And
Now, guys, don't be whiny Auburn fans, okay? God, guys, come on.
Oh no.
I'm
Now,
glad
if we're in a pod with Vanderbilt, I'm not going to be whining.
Oh no. Yeah,
because,
we should be in a pod with Vanderbilt and
give me
Tennessee.
Vanderbilt.
I'll tell you what, put us in an enclosed ring with Vanderbilt, and we'll slap them around a little bit.
Not even
Andy,
football,
Missouri.
just like a bunch of Auburn fans fighting Vanderbilt fans. Yeah, and then they'll determine whether or not we win the conference.
Well, we damn sure have them outnumbered. I can tell you that.
Well, as long as this isn't like a Scholars Bowl competition, I think we're okay. I feel like
Bunch of nerds.
Oh my god.
it's funny because we say that about Vanderbilt. Their recruiting ranking is like in the 30s. nationally.
How?
But that's 14th in the SEC.
Aren't they like the hardest? Aren't they like the hardest school to get into for like academic wise and stuff?
So they find these really smart 3-star kids, and occasionally they'll get a 4-star, but usually 3-star.
Oh, you're a 2-star with a GPA of like 3.5 and ACT score of like 85. Yeah, you can come on in.
I feel like it's one of those games they play, like when guys and girls, they'll play this like, all right, well, she's a 7, but, and then the bud is like, she's a 7, but, some kind of bad trait about her or whatever. So I figure that's how they do these athletes. Like, he's a 2-star, but his GPA is 4.3.
Because we're
makes him a 3-star.
Because we're all studs, right?
Right. Exactly.
But going back to scheduling conflicts, I just don't see how. I honestly I'm very excited to see what the SEC will do because I'm not really a big fan of the whole pod system. I do like the whole, keeping it the way it is, just realigning some stuff, like maybe moving Alabama and Auburn to, say the SEC East, or moving stuff around. I don't mind that. I don't mind seeing that as long as we can get it worked out and we can play and we can keep alive the Auburn and Georgia rivalry, because like I told you before the podcast, this year is our 130th meeting in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
If that gets messed up, I would be angry, because the whole idea behind that rivalry is it's the South's oldest rivalry, the Deep South's oldest rivalry. It's not Alabama, Tennessee, it's not Georgia and Florida, it's Auburn and Georgia. 130 years. February 20th, 1892. Can I need to ask you guys a serious question. This kind of going off topic a little bit. But Nebraska and who is it going to Dublin, Ireland?
Oh yeah, was it Northwestern, I think?
Yeah, it's like Nebraska and Northwestern. I'm sorry, don't we have a college team that's called the Fighting Irish?
Oh, they were supposed to go to Ireland a couple years ago, but COVID screwed it up.
COVID never hurt anybody.
Yeah, okay. The SEC, at least, what they're trying to do What's been proposed is either a model where there's one protected rival and 7 other teams, 7 rotating, or 3 protected rivals and 6 rotating. So you would have 9 conference games. But they're wanting to ditch divisions because the SEC West, it makes no sense. We have to go through this murderer's row, where we have to play all the way down across the board. Even the Mississippi schools are doing well now. Arkansas was 8-4, 9-4 last year, and we beat Arkansas and Ole Miss, and we were still 6-6. So those are the kind of things that are being proposed and thrown around. My personal preference is the 3+6 model.
9-4.
They were 9-4.
Okay. And the reason being is because, just like you were talking about, we need to protect both the Iron Bowl and the Georgia game.
Well, there's more things we need to protect too. Other than that, we need to protect the Egg Bowl. We need to protect. I mean,
right.
To be honest with you, I don't like protecting one rivalry and then rotating everybody around. That's dumb. That's stupid. In my opinion. Mm-hmm. Since Texas and Oklahoma are coming in. Texas and Texas A&M can bring back their rivalry.
Yeah.
The Red River rivalry.
Kind of by force,
so
because,
guys, how is it? Did Mississippi State beat A&M last year?
That's a good question.
Yes, I think so, actually.
Okay, that's why they're worried about them. Okay.
Yeah, they had the tie break.
Honestly...
Dang, there was a 3-way tie.
Mississippi State...
3rd, 4th, and 5th.
It was either the week before or the week after they played Bama. I actually think it was the week before. Mississippi State beat Texas A&M, and then Texas A&M dropped Bama. I think that was the next week.
But as I was saying, there's a lot of rival. Maybe we can shift around the Tennessee Vanderbilt, rivalry, because nobody really
got to shift that one around.
Yeah,
they are. See, as much as we rag on Vanderbilt is one of the founding members of the SEC.
I will agree with that.
So Vanderbilt, they're not going anywhere. Now Missouri, if I was looking to just trade somebody out of here, Missouri can go. I have nothing for Missouri.
The
fans kind of suck too. So
Yeah, we're still not over the whole antlers thing. We still don't understand that, and we're still going to need an explanation from Missouri fans.
I say take out Missouri and then add either Miami or North Carolina.
Well, I'm not saying take out anybody. I'm talking about the rivalries. No, I'm talking about the rivalries. If we had to sacrifice one rivalry, I would honestly give it to Tennessee and Vanderbilt, because Vanderbilt. Let's be honest. Vanderbilt, Tennessee is not that exciting unless Tennessee just has a terrible season. If Butch Jones was still at Tennessee, then Tennessee Vanderbilt, here we go. Yeah, let's do it. But
if we're going to be talking about conference realignment, I think we need to focus on strengthening the East.
Well, yeah, but see, I don't think you have to worry about so much the whole East and West dynamic anymore.
It's just
as long as the divisions are gone.
It's going to be like how the Pac-12 is, or not Pac.
Well, if you do that, then you have to have a conference playoff. I feel like.
Now that has been thrown around. There has been talks, and I don't know how serious it is, but Sankey allegedly about a possible SEC playoff. The top 4 teams in the SEC competing for the SEC championship.
They can't hear me on your mic.
I wouldn't.
So I was just reiterating.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Make it a 4 team?
Yeah, it would have to be 4 teams. It'd be the top 4 would compete for the SEC title. That has been brought up. So I don't know. It depends on the situation. I would be for it because I love more football, but at the same time, you're making the players have to play more games. Does it really make sense? Especially when you already have the college football playoff where we'll probably have at least 2 teams in.
Well, I kind of have this idea that, that if we do that, then the SEC will try to be its own thing, if you win the SEC conference, then, you're the biggest in the world, Well,
that's the idea is what's coming down the road. I will go ahead and I'll go ahead and say I don't think the NCAA is going to look like how it looks 5 years down the road.
Oh no.
I think the Power Five is not gonna it's not gonna be a Power Five anymore, but it's going to be the top two, maybe three, depending on who else jumps in. But the SEC and Big Ten are gonna kind of secede from the union, for lack of a better word. I look for the NCAA as far as college football is concerned to go away, because a lot of these problems like the transfer portal, NIL, the NCAA is not equipped to deal with it. So if they have a separate entity where they're on their own and they have like a college football commissioner,
Kind of like a G League.
right? Like if you're running things, if you actually have a commissioner and a direction and a direct set of rules that everyone has to follow, things will go a lot smoother. But a lot of the issues we're having with NIL is because the state laws are different across the board.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that, ironically, Senator Tommy Tuberville has been putting on the
I still can't believe he
I
has
know.
that title.
Senator Tommy Tuberville has actually proposed something along the lines of trying to clarify from the top down federal NIL rules. It's something that Saban and Jimbo have both called for, among several other college football coaches. And if it's done right, it could be a good thing.
I
If it's done right.
I really hate how we can't talk about Tommy Tuberville without getting into politics.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get into politics, but it is.
We
it's a
can't talk
political
about the
thing.
2004 season without going, yeah, but Senator Tommy Tuberville.
It's like, oh, but yeah. I actually have his autograph somewhere. Met him at a Golden Corral in like 2005.
I remember
there's
I remember meeting his kids, and they were like a little bit older than me, and they were just like, who's this weird kid trying to be our friends?
Yeah.
But
we'll move on. We'll move on from that at least. But
yeah, we won't touch that with a giant pole. But
scheduling wise, if you do a 3+6 model, you can preserve all of the major rivalries, and the only ones you're gonna have to like give up is something like maybe Auburn LSU. You might have to give that one up. Like Alabama versus one of the Mississippi schools. I mean,
no, don't
might
you
have to give that one up.
Don't you showed me a schedule that you worked on.
Yeah, there is something I've worked on, and hopefully we'll have a little bit better graphic to go by. But in my personal,
do you have it so you can pull it up?
Did you send it to the drive?
no, it is an Excel file. I don't know if you have Excel. I could save it as a PDF and send it to you. Hold on, Zachary.
Let's see.
Wait. My computer is like, it's telling me, hey, we have features for people who have disabilities. Like,
What are they trying to say?
cool, but I'm like, what are you trying to say?
I'm reading something about what Mike Gundy has to say about Oklahoma leaving. Honestly, Oklahoma State might be the biggest. Like when Texas, Oklahoma come in, Oklahoma State might be the one that wins it. Like for years to come, they might be their conference as Alabama. If I I'm just saying.
My money's on Iowa State.
Iowa State.
I
Ooh,
like Iowa State.
that's a big one.
And then of course you got Cincinnati and all them and joining
They
UCF.
put
who knows?
Cincinnati in we'll get to the rankings later on, but like they put Cincinnati like 24th. Like they got stomped by the Bammers, and they said, yeah, we were wrong on this. We're gonna put them back down. Just shows like This just shows I just don't like the playoff committee, man. Like it.
Man. It just goes to show.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move into the scheduling because, like, I got a lot to say about the scheduling. Go ahead and pull up the voters.
Go ahead and pull
Right.
up the rankings.
Yeah, well, the people that what do they call the special little name for them? People that vote on it.
Talking about the AP?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. We got number one, of course, Alabama. Yeah, don't want to lose in the championship, get ranked number one. Yeah, that works. Ohio State at number 2, Georgia at number 3, Clemson. Why is Clemson back at number 4 after? I won't say that they're out. Of
Wait, Clemson's ranked 4th in the no.
yeah.
Why is
They
Clemson ranked
they
4th?
ended like what 16th, 18th in the nation, 19th last
They
year.
did go 10-3 last year, I think.
Yeah, which I'm not saying, like, oh, that's, oh, they're gone now. They're terrible.
I'm
But
saying
ranking them at number 4,
I'm saying that.
My
I think
thing
they're
is,
terrible.
it's mighty funny. They went 10-3. It's mighty funny that 10-3 is a down year for Dabo.
wait, is Wake Forest in the AP polls?
They went 11-3.
I know, but are they in the current AP poll like right now?
Well, look at their schedule though. For last year,
Yeah, it's the ACC.
ACC.
I mean, if we're gonna mention that, I mean, we should mention how
they
Clemson
also
plays in the
lost
same
to-
conference.
They also lost 3 points to North Carolina.
But like, let's.
North Carolina was not much. They barely beat Louisville. They barely beat Syracuse.
Yeah, but when Clemson barely beats Syracuse or barely beats Virginia, they're
Clemson
like, oh,
lost to Syracuse.
yeah. But I'm saying like they're like, oh, they're just having a little struggle. They'll get back. But when Wake Forest almost lose to them, that's like, oh well, good old Wake Forest. I'm with the whole Wake Forest hype train. Like I'm with it. There used to be like, to me, they were always the Vanderbilt of the conference. They were all, I would say like, they're, at the bottom,
Syracuse went 5-7.
at the bottom, like you would have, Florida State, Syracuse, and then Wake Forest all the way there. And then for them to rise up to the top,
The year before they went 1-10.
ooh.
Syracuse is not very hot in college football.
Oh no, they've never been hot in college football. I mean, there've been times, in the there there've been times in the early 2000s and late 90s that they've been hot, but other than that, they just fell off. But
They lost their last 3 games last year,
Oh, yeah.
and then they went on an 8-game losing streak the year before.
oh man, Cristobal at Florida or Miami, I mean, man, I'm really excited to see that. That's something I'm like really hyped to see because I like Mario Cristobal. I liked him when he was at Oregon. I don't think they'll do anything for the next 2 years, but I think they wait. Go back down. Hold up.
I can't get it to look.
Miami at 16.
NC State at 13.
Wow.
Pitt at 17.
BYU. Why does BYU always sneak in there? Why do those Mormons always sneak in there?
Tennessee got 180 votes.
Hey, Auburn got 15, There's still people that, on the voting
Minnesota,
committee.
UCF, Purdue, and LSU got 160 votes. Nebraska
Oh,
got
wow.
one.
No, they got 55 votes. LSU got 55 votes.
55, I see that. Penn State got 160. Nebraska, they're
They got one. They got one vote.
One vote. Oh, my God. This is great.
Dude, I can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me now?
Say something.
Something?
Okay, yeah.
You got to put it a little closer to your face.
I'm trying. I was also trying to get this shit to load, and it won't load. Now my laptop's acting slow. It's also hot.
Let's
right
keep
here.
going back up. Hold on. Wait, I just saw something.
My balls are
Oklahoma
sweaty.
at number 9. Oklahoma at number 9. They lost Lincoln Riley.
Utah.
Wait, where's USC? USC at 14th. Let me tell you this.
USC is going to crash and burn this year.
USC is going to crash and burn hard. Lincoln Riley, okay. You got what's his face? Who was it?
Caleb Williams.
You got Caleb Williams. They're projected Caleb Williams to be like in the Heisman race. It's going to crash and burn real bad. It's going to crash and burn real bad.
Depends on your definition of crash and burn.
I'm talking like plane crash in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
I'm talking like 8-4.
No, I'm talking about 7-5 maybe, if they're lucky. I do not think USC will be the team. I know for a fact they will lose to Cal. I know it for a fact. I have it.
I don't.
I have this feeling in my stomach, in my loins, that they will lose to Cal. And
I would like to believe that, but their schedule is just too weak, and that's the thing. When I have people that come at me on Twitter all the time. What are you doing? Okay. I have people that come at me all the time on Twitter, and one came after me because I dared to say that if South Carolina was in the ACC, then they would be probably 9-3, maybe 8-4. And then they were coming at me like, well, yeah, and they're saying, oh, well, the last time they played non-conference games, they were blah 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 and this and that. I'm like, that doesn't matter. Like, look at the schedule, and I'm saying look at the recruiting rankings, 24/7 recruiting rankings last year. You can go ahead and pull them up. 2022 recruiting rankings. Look at where South Carolina is, like just as Exhibit A.
Yep.
So they were top 25, I believe, right?
Yeah, South Carolina doesn't really pull in much. Like I tend to just
look. They're right behind us. There you go.
How many? Florida State's at 20th. Miami 16th.
You'll see North Carolina and Clemson. Now, how many other ACC teams do you see ahead of them? So if they were in the ACC, they would be the 5th highest recruiting class in the ACC. Is that correct? Well, guess where they are in the SEC? They're like 12th. Yeah, out of 14. So, yeah, I do think if they were playing in the ACC, they would. It's reasonable to say they have a good enough roster that they would be better than most of the teams they play.
What are the let's go to Auburn. What are the commits that we brought in? Because I actually have not looked at it at all.
Talking about last year's, the commits that are coming in now.
Yeah, we got Robert Woodyard from Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah,
Jadarian Rim.
Yeah, J.D. Rim. Austin Osbury. Holden Gariner is the quarterback.
Oh, Holden, man. I remember seeing that name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Emba might be my favorite. Now that he's on campus, he's wearing number 5, y'all. He's wearing Derek Brown's number, and he is a monster. His nickname is Thanos.
6'6", 305.
I'm telling you, yeah. He's
butter beans and cornbread.
He's French.
Butterbean and cornbread.
He's French. Croissants. Butter beans and croissants.
Let's see. Eston
6'6", 290.
Eston Harris Jr.
That is
from
EJ
Auburn,
Harris.
Alabama.
Remember, he played at Beauregard before he went to Auburn.
Damari Alston.
Austin.
Damari
Austin. He's a running back. He's doing really well.
And we had Hobbs had to step out for a phone call, but
yeah, Micah Riley Ducker, the tight end. He seems like a really good guy.
Omari Kelly from Trussville, Alabama.
Camden Brown is one that we've seen from the practice reports. He's really turning heads right now.
From St. Thomas
Aquinas.
From Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. They're a very, very good high school program.
The only one I've really heard of was what's his name?
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Gariner.
Yeah. That's the only one I really saw because I remember seeing on Twitter that it was a big pickup. I I don't. I rarely follow the recruiting class when I should.
Mhm.
I remember when we picked up uh it was Trey Mason. He went to what school was it? He went to.
Oh, I forget.
Oh my God! I remember when we picked him up, and I was just like, all right, I have no idea who this guy is.
Hmm.
I absolutely no clue who this guy is. But then when he started playing, I was like, oh my God, this guy's so awesome. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's really good. From what I've followed, Damari Alston is somebody you should know because he's one that was recruiting other people to Auburn. Holden Garner was the same way. I think Micah Riley Ducker was in that area. We got them committed pretty early, so they were recruiting other people.
6'6", 235 tight end. Dang,
He's gonna put on a little bit more muscle before it's over with. He's probably not gonna play this year, or at least not very much.
I would like to see him get redshirted. Not redshirted, but sit out, develop, because I feel like a tight end that size would be very, very good. Let's see.
Caleb Wooden is Colby Wooden's little brother.
Yeah, I do remember hearing him.
He's doing really well.
Oh, Alex McPherson from Fort Payne. That's a name.
Kicker.
That is a name right there.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
There was a game.
70-yard field goal.
Yes, and don't forget, he's the younger brother of was it Adam? Was it Adam McPherson? Alex is the brother. Okay.
Pal Gordon from Auburn, Alabama.
McPherson that plays for the Bengals. Like y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have his little brother as a true freshman on campus right now, and Daniel
Evan
Carlson.
McPherson.
Evan. Sorry, Evan. Evan McPherson.
We're not sorry, Evan. You went to the University of Florida. You could have done better.
Oh, he must have just started. He's only 23.
Yeah,
man.
he was at Florida when
84.8% field goal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He was at Florida when we played Florida
Now-
a couple years ago. But we have his little brother, and then we have Daniel Carlson's little brother too. Both on campus.
He was the only kicker selected by the 2021 NFL draft.
Daniel
Yeah.
Carlson's little brother has a name.
Yeah, we love you, Anders.
Yeah, we love you, Anders.
Which I heard he's getting back to 100%.
He is.
So
What he had
Anders
an
is about
ACL
to-
tear? What was it?
yes.
Oh my God.
Uh,
I'm sure like during I'm sure during whatchamacallit, or the off season, I'm sure he was practicing like
well, remember
hell,
we were at the Birmingham Bowl. He was walking around with the brace.
Yeah. Man, that's gotta suck, especially to be a kicker.
Yeah, but he is getting back to 100%. He should be good to go when the season starts. So Alex will probably redshirt. Most likely.
I know he will be a great mentor to Alex.
Big time.
That's something that I'm really excited to see. Which I know we're excited about a kicker, but I'm
excited
saying
about a kicker.
I'm excited about a kicker. Auburn University, has brought out a lot of great kickers.
Yeah, tell me, is in my whole years of watching Auburn football, I've learned that we never have to worry about three positions. We never have to worry about running back. We never have to worry about kicker, and we never have to worry about defensive line.
I agree with that.
We always, no matter if they're 3-star, they're red shirt, doesn't matter. We will throw together people from those three positions. Never have to worry about it. Case in point, there was a time where we had our number 1 running back was kicked off the team. Our number 2 running back, a former 5-star, transferred to we're talking about Rock Thomas. Transferred to Jack State because he wasn't going to get the playing time. And little did we know, we're like, oh no, we're screwed at running back. All we have is this 3-star former walk-on like Cameron Petway. And then we have this true freshman that's never taken a snap in the SEC named Kerryon Johnson.
Never heard of him.
We have no idea what's going to happen, and then there you go. That was 2016, 17 they went off. So it doesn't matter. Like, we will always find a running back. We'll always find a kicker the same way. I mean, if the Carlsons could just go ahead and like just have another kid, like we'd be fine.
Yeah, like they just need to go ahead and get that on. Get
Oh,
started on that.
Daniel's already gotten started on
You-
that. He's got a kid too.
you
So
know-
future kicker of 2030 something,
Who I
2040.
who I cannot wait to come.
Hmm.
I'm not going to say he is coming to Auburn. You know, I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I cannot wait to see where Harson's kid goes. What's his,
Hmm.
Evan Hart? What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh
we
man, I
have
forget.
Google.
Because I'm from Valley. You know, I do tend to keep up with
Davis. Is that right?
Davis Harson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to keep up a little bit, you know, with the area high school sports, and I remember seeing his Twitter page and seeing, you know, his highlight films and all that, and I was just, you know, like, man, wouldn't it be awesome to have Davis Harson, Brian Harson's son, you know, at quarterback, you know, just to see what they can do? Because I mean, Brian Harson was a quarterback at Boise State. You know, he knows he was a quarterbacks coach as well. You know, he knows quarterbacks. You know, that's why I'm not really scared about this whole, you know, quarterback ordeal, because he knows quarterbacks.
Yeah, like you have to trust like that he knows his development. Like even with like we'll talk about the quarterback situation.
Oh
in
my
a little
God,
bit,
we will talk about that.
but even with that, you've got to trust that regardless of who wins the job, that he's got our best interest at heart. He knows how to develop guys. That was our problem with the previous administration, was that they weren't developing quarterbacks.
Oh man.
So down the road, I think that's something we've got to love.
No,
But yeah, I don't know when the last time in college football, how often is it that you have the head coach and then his kid is the quarterback? Like you see that all the time in basketball. Like remember Georgia State, I think it was, where they had the head coach and then the kid was the point guard.
and a lot of people might, you know, say like, oh well, he's playing favorites, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, if my kid if he's playing quarterback and I'm in a SEC school and he's not doing very well, I'm kicking him off the team.
Yeah, if he's hurting his dad's paycheck, he's not going to play.
Yeah.
Like if he's hurt, and here's the thing: if you've got a kid who's good, Harson is not going to put him on this team and actually play him unless he is good enough to play in the SEC.
You know, it reminds me of the only like duo I can really think of like at the moment. You know, there's probably more duos out there, but I keep thinking about what was the kid from Opelika from that played for Spanish Fort, was it, that went to South Carolina?
Bentley.
Bentley. I cannot remember his name.
Of JT Bentley.
Huh?
Oh, Zach
Jake
from
Bentley.
Zach from the restroom called out Jake Bentley.
Hey, can we bring the camera in the restroom?
Yeah, he thinks it's funny.
How hot you are.
Yeah,
He's
he's
really
saying he
hot.
would melt the lens. I mean, it's possible.
But yeah, Jake Bentley was the only one I could really think of, you know,
Yeah, because his
fa-
dad, his dad was a running back coach, though, wasn't
his
he?
dad was something. I forget what it was. It might have been like, I think it was like a big role, like offensive coordinator or something.
But he went to South Carolina with him, so.
Man, that honestly, that was Jake Bentley. If you're listening, I'm sorry to say this, but that was the worst decision you could have ever made. Like to go to South Carolina. In case you didn't hear, Zach is very sorry that he didn't look that up. But you know, did he end up going to the NFL? Jake Bentley?
I don't know. He went to Utah with his, I think it was his COVID transfer or something. But if he is in the NFL, I'm not sure where he is.
So Jake Bentley, yeah, he did go to Utah. He is from South Carolina, which I did not know that. I did not know he was from South Carolina.
Seriously?
Yeah, he is from Duncan, South Carolina. And right now, he is playing for South Alabama.
Okay, so he must have had another year. Must have had his COVID year. Jake Bentley.
He's still playing college football?
He's still playing college football.
No, he is now a...
No.
What? What's a GA?
Oh, he's a grad assistant.
Yeah,
He's
Florida,
not playing. He's
Florida
coaching.
Atlantic.
He's coaching college football.
Hold on. So we gotta talk about this. Hold on, Jake Bentley. Wait, pause.
How did this become a Jake Bentley thing?
Yeah, we need
Well,
to
he's
talk about Jake
currently-
Bentley.
He's a GA for Florida Atlantic. Hey, how about that?
But he never played for Florida Atlantic.
It doesn't matter. He's a grad. He's going
Jacob Lane Bentley,
grad
American
assistant.
football coach and former quarterback, who's currently a graduate assistant on the Florida Atlantic coaching staff.
Yeah, we've got former Auburn players as grad
We-
assistants at Georgia State.
We need to get Jake Bentley on the show. Talk about
Played
that.
college football for South Carolina, Utah, and South Alabama.
All right, so he played for South Alabama probably last year.
Yeah, he did.
That was-
2021.
Okay, so that was his COVID year, his extra year of eligibility. Okay, so that makes sense. So how about that?
Now, Hobbs dealing with some issues right now, but
But yeah, how about that? This became I don't know how we got off on Jake Bentley, but here we are.
I mean, hey, Jake Bentley, if you're listening, I mean, come on to the show, please. I mean, we
We got
got to
a
talk
seat
about
for you.
this. I really want to talk about this because, like, this is something that we need to talk about. How you went to Florida Atlantic as a graduate assistant. I mean, like, hey, man, what you doing there, bruh? Like, I mean, are you?
He wants to coach, is what it is.
Bobby Bentley? That's who we need. What is he?
Wide receivers coach.
Oh, he's a wide
At
receiver
South
coach.
Florida.
Wide receivers coach and a passing game coordinator at South Florida.
Okay.
Oh, at South. What was he at?
One of the nation's most successful high school coaches before accepting his first collegiate position at Presbyterian.
Oh,
Yeah,
Presbyterian.
he had a pretty good run. I mean, even when he was at Opelika and all, he had a good
Brooks
run.
Bentley. Who's Brooks Bentley?
No, child. That's what the internet says.
Let's go on his Twitter.
It's Jake's brother. That's what it says. I don't know. Well, that concludes the Jake Bentley segment of the podcast.
I don't know.
Um,
It just popped up in my head.
Oh my
Let's
goodness.
see.
Well, we definitely deviate sometimes.
Well, we need to talk about the stun on these ACC loving hoes saying we play soft schedules.
Yeah, that was more or less like the people I was trying to tell them about South Carolina, Clemson. That's where a lot of that came from.
Yeah. I mean,
And everyone, for
To-
some reason, they think because we play Mercer at week 1 that we play a soft
Listen.
schedule. Like, yeah, but what do we play like the other 10 weeks or so of the season?
I'm not worried about
Yeah,
the
we'll
ACC.
slap around Syracuse, Pitt, North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I'm
Wake Forest, NC State. Sure, yeah. Tell you
Actually,
what,
NC State would probably beat us.
Let's put University of Alabama and NC State in the octagon together. Let's watch.
Now
let's
that's-
see who wins that slap fight.
But I'm not worried about the ACC at all. Any ACC fans out there, I'm not worried about you because your biggest
You're probably not going to exist very much longer.
yeah, I mean used to it was like what the second like toughest conference or something, you know, when Alabama and Clemson were playing each other, but that was only because Clemson was good. I mean, yeah, you know, Florida State had their time in 2013 with Jameis Winston and 2014 as well, but that no, it wasn't. No, it was not. Oh, you're talking about 2013. Yeah, that was a big heartbreaker, which we'll never forgive them. And their whole season being like this, losing to Jacksonville State, that is karma biting you in the ass, Florida State. That's for you.
We're not Florida State fans.
Oh my God. We and here at the Backyard Barners podcast, we love Jacksonville State. We love Jacksonville
Go
State.
Gamecocks.
Go Cox. Go. We love the Cox. We love Cox here at Backyard Barners. we
Yeah. Clip that one, Zach.
But,
Jarrett talking about how much we love Cox.
but you know, just saying the Gamecocks are good though. Gamecocks are real good. You know, they in 2014. You know, same here. I mean, when I was in Wadley, going to Southern Union, I was thinking about it. I was considering it. I've been to the campus twice. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. But you got to remember, we went into overtime with them.
We
2014.
we don't want to talk about that.
Jacksonville State.
Hold on. Who was quarterback that year for?
For Auburn,
No.
Jeremy Johnson.
No. JSU.
I don't know, but I don't care.
But Jacksonville State, if you put them on your schedule,
What
you're
year was
going to
that?
get a
That was
fight.
2015. Who?
I thought it was 2014.
It was 15.
No, it was 14.
No, it was 15.
Because that was when we were ranked like 4th in the country or something.
Nope. It was 2015. Go ahead, look it up.
Auburn dashed a major upset. 2015.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought that was our 2014 run when we were ranked 4th in the nation, and then we then we had an
No,
embarrassing
2015
loss.
was my first year at Auburn when I transferred to Auburn. That's how I know.
The look, I will never forget the look on this guy's face when that game ended.
Why?
At the end of this game, I mean, it's just priceless.
Show it. I want to see it.
Okay. All right. I'll show it. All right.
Just look up his name and then put Auburn versus Alabama or Auburn
Auburn.
versus JSU. You Google YouTube.
Who Googles YouTube?
Shut up.
God, you nerd.
Oh, by the way, we did get revenge with JSU in the tournament. So.
Okay, so they can't hear me right now. So just explain to them what I'm showing you.
So, we're on YouTube. I mean, is that what you want us to say?
Well, we're on YouTube right now, actually.
And the look on this guy's face is just absolutely priceless at the end of this game, and I will never forget it. So reiterate what I just said.
So we're looking at what was his name again? Eli Jenkins saying, his Hobbs mentioned he'll never forget his face at the end. So let's see what his face. Let's see it.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
Because it ended with this defensive stand.
Wait, isn't that number 1? That's
That's no, that's not Big Cat. It's Montavious.
Oh, McKenzie.
Montravius Adams. Yeah, that's Casanova McKenzie. Oh, man.
I remember that name, man.
I miss him so much.
That is a heart.
Gotta go back to it.
Oh no.
It's just priceless.
That is a heartbroken man.
The thing
Man,
is, like,
hats off.
I remember
JSU.
how I was feeling at the end of that game. Like, to be honest, that's the face I was making the entire game.
Oh, gotta love it.
When they took us to overtime. Yeah, you need a good still shot of that for the folks. The folks watching this need to see that too.
Yeah, I'm showing it right now.
Oh, okay.
And we have no correlation with you, Mr. Eli. We love you, Mr. Eli. Please don't sue us.
Look, no
He's
hard,
an NFL
no hard
quarterback,
feelings.
ain't he?
No hard feelings, but this face you made was funny as shit. This reaction here is just absolutely funny.
Can they hear your microphone now?
No, they can't.
They still can't? Is it not plugged in?
No, I don't have it turned on because there's too much feedback.
Oh, okay.
Well, they still might hear you on an echo.
No, they don't. None of your mics are lighting up.
None of the mics pick up on you?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
But it's picking up on me, though, right?
Yeah, it's picking up on you.
Okay.
Y'all want to see it?
No.
Sure.
Okay. Oh,
This is boring.
Man.
Anyway,
But let's go back to the
There we go.
so let's see. Oh man.
So I couldn't get it to load. We'll get a better graphic as far as
So-
my idea for
So
scheduling.
guys, are we ready?
Are we ready?
Are we ready to bring it back?
Ready for what?
Run it back.
Run it back?
Let's go. Deep fried top 5. It's back.
International edition.
International edition. Let's see it. So, man, we had I'm not gonna lie to you. It probably took me about 2 minutes to find these memes, and I do scroll through all of them as much as I can. For this one, it didn't take me that long, but I have a lot. There
Okay.
there are a lot of great ones. I I got these off of the official Israel Twitter page.
Yeah, let's be clear about something real quick. When Auburn went at Israel, they won the first 2 games. They lost the last one.
Oh my God!
But
And
the last one was against the team that they're playing the World Basketball Classic with.
yes,
So that's the team that beat us. But when we won that first game, we were on our way to the Phillies and Braves game. Number 1. Number 2.
that was a good game. That was a real good game for me. Not for
Auburn
you.
fans, yeah. Screw the Braves, by the way. Auburn fans, they didn't troll like Israelis basketball Twitter page or whatever. They trolled Israel's Twitter page. This is the Israeli government's Twitter page. So, yeah, just to be clear, that's where they were putting these things. So keep that in mind as you're going through our top 5 memes, and then we might have sort of participated too.
So Auburn played the Israel's national team overseas in Israel. By the way, really cool trip. That's number 5 right there. But before we get into it, let's just say Auburn played amazing. Katie Johnson, amazing as always, sexy as always, and the whole team was just outstanding. Cannot wait for the basketball season. I love the fact that we'll have football, then basketball. Starting to really love basketball, and so let's get into the deep fried top 5.
So we're starting with number 5, and you're uploading number 4, so forth and so on, right?
Yes. So at number 5, we have, let's see, from Mr. Randy Leahy. I
Who?
don't know. Leahy. Randy Leahy.
Randy Leahy.
Yes,
Okay.
Twitter tag at 8 months, 1366, with this beautiful picture of Bruce Pearl right there, moaning into the sun, loving the wind. Just absolutely love that photo. Fantastic photo.
Oh man.
Wonderful photo. I mean, you could see that it's. Hobbs is just now seeing it. Absolutely incredible.
This is priceless.
So it's amazing. We love you.
Wow.
Thank you for your me. So I uploaded it twice by accident, but
Where is that even from? Was that like a screenshot or something?
I don't know, but
That has to be like.
That's.
Hold on. I need to turn on.
I remember seeing a video. It was like a news article or something. Not article, but a video from a news source in Jerusalem or whatever. And they did a special on Auburn basketball, and maybe that's where that came from.
I think it
Where'd you
has
even
to
get
be,
that picture, Randy?
It
Come on.
has to be somewhere like him mid-sentence. Something.
No, he's outside.
Well, what I'm saying
He's
is,
like
he has to be speaking like mid-sentence.
No, I think he's praying.
well, I don't know what he's doing, to be honest with you, but I do know this. At number 4 from Jordan Sweeten at Sweeten Jordan,
Oh, Jarrett.
we have the let's see, you can pull it. There it is, right there. You just
Oh.
lost to the depressed Mama G's mascot. I have never seen the Mama G's mascot.
Mama G's has a mascot?
I know.
Wait, what?
I know. I didn't know either. But
I went to
feel
Auburn.
so-
I don't know.
I'm sure that I know that mascot looks really depressed, but I'm sure.
Probably 'cause they ate
I'm
Mama
very
G's.
sure the person in that costume even more depressed. But
There's a person in that?
yes, there's a person and it's a mascot.
I didn't think it was a mascot. I thought it was just a statue, just a creepy looking statue.
Oh my god.
Let's see, number 3. At number 3 from our friend Auburn Memes,
Oh man. Friend of the show, even though we've never met.
friend of the show, even though we never met. There it is, right
We
there,
love you.
Mr. Worldwide,
Love it.
Yeah.
kicking ass,
Beautiful.
taking names all the way across the pond, man. We're
Wouldn't this
doing
have-
it.
I feel like what would have made this number 1 is if we were playing in Cuba. I feel like that would have been it. Or if we were even better, like if we were playing in Miami. I feel like that would have been good too.
Worldwide.
Oh, now I'm depressed. I'm thinking about Miami.
So
Sweet 16.
I'm sure Cristobal's depressed too. I'm thinking about it. But at number 2
Yes.
from Taylor Aniston, or Aston. I'm sorry. Did I say that right? Taylor Aston. At the
You
real
tell us.
Taylor Aston, number 2.
How's that not?
Hanukkah.
How is that not number 1?
Hanukkah came early, ladies and gentlemen.
How is that not number 1?
Hanukkah came early.
Oh man, with the
I want to
lasers.
see what tops this.
I have a feeling I
Oh
know.
boys, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a feeling I know which one tops it because I think I might have
Oh,
used that picture
I don't
for
think-
something else.
I don't think I sent it. Hold on.
Does it involve one Mr. Bruce
It does involve Mr. Bruce.
being like a certain color?
Oh, I sent it 3 times now. So number 1
So nice you sent it thrice.
for
There we
Eric
go.
Dunlap at Eric Mark.
The real MVP, Eric.
He just lost to the Bruce Pearl.
It's the laser nipples that do it.
nipples, man. It's always the laser nipples.
It's so much so that I'm on a college football fantasy league and I named my team Bruce Pearl's Laser Nipples.
It is
So-
beautiful. And okay, can you hear me now? All right. So,
So what happened, Jarrett?
if you could pull it up for me, the first tweet. I was scrolling through Israel's Twitter page on the post where all this is at.
Actually, I was
And-
scrolling, but you know.
But I found this tweet from a man, and I don't know. Should we give out his Twitter?
I can censor it.
Okay, we'll
Okay,
censor
well-
out his Twitter because this man, I do not want to give this man attention. This man, if you find these tweets, if you know what it's about, do not go after him. He is mentally unstable. This man is not stable.
Oh, he's God.
And so if we could pull up the first tweet that I found, go up. Yes, Israel,
to
you're
the- to
yeah,
the left
Israel,
of
you're
that.
not even. Okay, this man puts Israel, you're not even following God, and meanwhile you are busy sticking your nose into other people's accounts on their followers, blah 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 blah. I was just being an a-hole, and I put on underneath the tweet, I said, "Stay mad, Bamer." That's all I put with a picture of KD, just trying to be funny, just being an a-hole, you know. And
Now, that one got a little bit of attention.
it
Because,
did.
Nathan King, I think, might have been. It was either Justin Lee or Justin Ferguson. I think.
Yeah,
it was Lee.
shared it. Well,
Yeah, that
he
one got-
responds with, "That is not me, you pathetic liar. I am not going to do more than pulverize you. You started. I will finish it. You're going to wish you were never born." I
I
already
know you
wish I was
are.
never born. But anyway, I responded, "Okay, Bammer, but when Auburn comes to Coliseum and beats you 119-52, then you will be the one who wishes he was never born."
like fully,
This-
like we're
this-
jumping in, like fully. On that one.
I don't know why he thought that I mean him and Katie Johnson just look so much alike. I mean, obviously he looks in the mirror every day and he sees himself and he goes, "You know what? I don't look like Katie Johnson. I don't look like him." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, you're right. You don't look like him." But that's the one. I cannot even read that. Oh man. But he talks about how he is the true God, and he needs to he needs to be taken serious and all that. I'm like, this is when I start believing like this man is like, I already obviously already started believing it, but like he is not okay. And I sent him a following tweet after that one saying, the only God I bow down to is the Bruce Almighty. You are the false prophet. Bow down and rejoice, because he will wipe away your sins and destroy every Bammer and make us number one in the nation for many years to come. I shared the nipples one. I shared it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, because he, just so everyone can see that, he said, "You fool, I don't watch or follow basketball. I can never wish the day I was never born. I am God. This is why I can do it to you unless you say sorry."
This man,
God.
look, I know he's probably not watching this, but if he is, like, seriously, man, there are places that can help you, and I don't know what you're going through. I don't know your medical history at all. I'm not going to assume anything, but for real, like, all seriousness, you need to get help. You're raving online on Twitter about how you are God, and you're going to make people suffer and stuff like that. Let's, in all seriousness, please get some help. Please, I'm serious.
And anytime we can pick a fight with somebody online, I mean, spoiler alert, we're going to take that opportunity.
Oh yeah, we're going to take it 100%. Don't matter who you are or where you come from, we're going to take it.
Yeah.
But that concludes the deep fried top 5.
And our fight, our international crisis we could have started.
Oh yes, we almost started World War III. Now unfortunately, I'm going to have to take it away, boys.
You going, or are we gonna do the last part?
Well, I'm gonna have to call it here and have to turn it over to my friend Hobbs.
These are pretty big shoes to fill, I would say. As far as Jarrett,
You calling him fat?
I'm just saying he has big feet. Just big feet. That's all. Big feet.
You say so, buddy. Now,
All right.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Auburn football is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Is.
Like, we're fall camp. As we're recording this, we're right in the middle of fall camp. You guys should be seeing this before the first game comes out. So the things we've noticed over the summer, if it was possible for us to love Coach Harsin more, I mean, I
have
think
nothing
we're
but
there.
respect for the guy.
Exactly. I mean, he has been absolutely on fire here lately. He comes out SEC Media Days a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
He comes out there on stage and he immediately says, "Look, like, some of y'all didn't think I was going to still be standing here, but here I am. And if
Right.
you want to know any more about the situation, you can Google it." Like, just fantastic. And then immediately somebody like from AL.com or whatever asked him a question about the situation.
Just Google it.
I love the way he's handled that here lately. He's had a lot more humor. He seems to be more approachable. There's actually a friend of my mom's they were doing a tour on Auburn's campus.
Yeah.
They ran into him. He was on a golf cart, like, just driving around. They had no idea who the guy was, but they just asked him if he would take them to Titchener. I think they were going to Titchener Hall. He's like, "Yeah, I'll take you." He was dressed in like his polo or whatever, and they asked him like, "Hey, are you a coach or something?" And he just very smiled at him like, "Yeah, I coached the football team," just casually like that. So he's doing more things.
Yeah.
He's showing his face around, getting more involved.
Well, he's even like with his he has his own podcast.
Yes, Huddle with Hars.
Yeah, and honestly, I think he's done. This is part of why I respect him so much, is because he's done so much to try to connect with the fans, and he recognizes that we as fans are kind of in a position where we are. I mean, the Auburn family is always a family, but we're kind of on rocky ground right now.
Yeah.
And I respect the fact that he has this awareness and he's doing everything he can to try to build chemistry between him and the fans.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, just that alone, I mean, just makes me respect the hell out of that guy.
Exactly. And then he's doing things like, remember last year, I think it was Tom Green who might have reported it,
Yeah.
was talking about when he was throwing hats out.
The hat
at
gate,
practice.
that's so childish.
Yeah. Well,
That's so childish.
Harsin has reached like the epitome of petty, and I absolutely
Oh,
love
absolutely.
it.
I mean, especially when it was to the degree that he almost lost his job over some petty crap.
Yeah. So I mean, he's so far like on the petty train. I mean, again, if, I can't love the guy any more than I already do. But then he comes out here.
He just finds ways.
Yeah, he put, instead of hats, he gives them shirts. And they're not Auburn shirts. They're shirts that say, and I quote, "I went to Auburn football practice, and all I got was this war damn t-shirt." It's gray and white.
Love it.
It's Under Armour. Love it.
Love it.
So a lot of, and the reporters seem to love it too. Like I've seen Justin Ferguson, I think, tweeted the picture we're using. It came from either him or like Brian Matthews, one of the beat guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, just absolutely love it. So he's doing things like that, and it makes you really appreciate like what kind of coach he is.
Really.
And it also makes you something else that makes you appreciate it is when you see other coaches in the league having some issues like defining whether or not they're a football school, basketball school.
Oh, yeah. I see
We're-
where you're getting to.
We're an everything school, by the way.
Right. And not regardless of the coaches, we've always been that way.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball, I mean, even Gus had attended some baseball games that I have seen. I think
Basketball
Gus,
too.
basketball too that I've seen. I've seen Bruce Pearl at baseball games
And football.
and football. Oh man, have I seen?
Shirtless Bruce
Yes,
Pearl.
yeah.
That was my the logo for my fantasy football team last year was the shirtless Bruce Pearl
Yeah.
with Cam Newton underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I love the fact that these players like Bruce very much embraces it, and I think Harsin is even more so embracing it of we need to go show our faces around everywhere. Like Auburn people support Auburn because we're a family.
And that's the chemistry that I'm talking about, because not only is he connecting with fans, he's also connecting with fans that may not be necessarily interested in football.
Right.
You know, even Bruce is doing a damn good. Bruce from the start, I mean, really and truly, if I could say with full confidence, because Gus was kind of quiet. Gus, he was a little bit of a fan favorite, but Bruce Pearl is what really started this trend of reaching. I mean, the stunt that he pulled in the classroom, bringing the marching band in, and bringing the students in. It's like, oh, is this where the Auburn football meeting is, or the jamboree or whatever? And he went out and he's like, guys, come to the games, classroom to classroom, going out. I mean, the jamboree that he had at Toomer's Corner.
Yeah, tip off at Toomer's.
Tip off at Toomer's.
He started that.
I don't think we've seen stuff like that before.
No, and you got to remember he was doing things like this when he was at Tennessee too.
Yeah.
Because he recognizes that where he's at, the same way he was at Tennessee, this is a football first school. Football pays the bills.
Right.
But so he's fighting an uphill battle in the beginning of getting fans to care about basketball. But he found this perfect storm,
which he's
Auburn.
done an excellent job at doing.
Right, because Auburn people, as Pat Dye said it best, like Auburn people love Auburn.
Yes.
So
yes.
Bama people love Bama football, but Auburn people love Auburn. So if you put number one, you laid the groundwork in saying, look, I'm going to give you something to watch. I just need you to be in the seats to watch it.
Exactly.
And he said, give me 4 or 5 years and I'll have us in the tournament. Sure enough, year 5, we're in the NCAA tournament. We won the SEC tournament, I think, the year prior. So those things are very important. And when you start factoring in like what Harson's having to do right
They
now,
both had, and that's one thing that I wanted to touch on before you went any further, is the two have similar chemistry.
right?
And you getting a call?
Not anybody important.
Oh, okay. Okay. They both have similar chemistry, and they both have this idea of, hey, fans, like, I understand I'm a coach of a program, but without the fans, like, you know,
Yeah,
yeah, these kids can come out and play sports, but they need a community backbone.
yeah.
And sports brings everyone together.
It
And I believe
does.
that's more important now than it really has been ever before.
Mhm.
And these two coaches have done, I mean, each in their own specialty, each in their own trade, have just found a way to bring everybody closer. And I respect the shit out of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's like, even though it's not hard to get people to care about Auburn football, because like even with us coming off of a pretty rough season last year, we're ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
But Harsin absolutely has to fight the battle of, I need to keep everyone invested, because if we start losing, if we come out of the gate 2-3, like, yeah, we might win our first two, but if we lose the next three, it's hard to keep people interested. As
Right.
much as we love the game,
Yeah.
it's hard to keep people interested. So he's taking pointers from Bruce, and he's saying the same kind of things of watch. Like that, he was asked about that at SEC Media Days. Like, what's your message to recruits? How are you selling the message, the vision for the future? And his simple answer was watch.
Watch.
I want you to watch what we do, see where we're going. But he's betting on himself and saying, watch how we
Yes,
play
yeah.
this year.
Yes, and some people could say, well, that comes off as cocky. No, that comes off as confident. And if things do turn out for the better, that's just having the cake and eating it too.
Yeah.
Because that caliber of confidence is it's gonna resonate with recruits.
Yeah, it's resonating on the team right now, because
Yeah, oh, yeah,
all the junk that happened back in February, it has united the team.
Oh yeah, that has absolutely lit a fire under our ass, and I think we're gonna have a really solid season. I feel like.
I feel good. Like, I feel really good, and it's now we get our opportunity to dunk on Kentucky, which
No pun intended.
You know, like, we're a basketball school.
Yeah,
like, we've beaten you like what, 6 out of the last 7 or
Yeah.
something.
Okay. Yeah.
Something
Pun
like that.
intended.
Yeah,
I lied.
so-
Pun intended.
Yeah, so we have this little thing, like we see, you all have probably seen it by now.
Oh yeah.
Scrolling through Twitter, and I saw where someone from The Athletic, he posted a quote
And
from John Calipari.
I'd seen it on Reddit.
Yeah, this is a quote from Calipari. He's trying to get his basketball-only facility built, which, by the way, we're going to build one for Bruce, too. That was part of his new contract.
Right.
So football's taken care of, basketball's taken care of. Auburn is also about to take care of baseball.
Baseball.
too.
Yeah, I was just about to
So
say
we're-
baseball is up and coming.
Auburn doesn't seem to have that problem.
I've never watched baseball for entertainment
Yeah,
until Auburn baseball this year.
our run in the College World Series, it was great.
And it was kind of heartbreaking there at the
Yeah,
end, but you know what? We did a damn good job. We made it to Omaha.
And our only losses were to SEC schools.
That's
once we
right.
got there.
That's right.
SEC West schools.
That's
even
right.
more ridiculous.
I'm not at the least bit of disappointed.
Hmm.
I'm not the least bit disappointed. I am so proud of our baseball team, our program, and what they have done in the
Big
past
time.
year.
So all that is to
But,
say,
yeah.
like Auburn, we view ourselves as an everything school.
Right.
If Auburn's on TV, I'm watching it.
And
Gymnastics was in the Final Four.
and this definitely builds off of what we were just discussing.
Which they all attended gymnastics meets pretty regularly too,
right.
players and coaches. So with Calipari, he's trying to get his facility built, and he tells, I think it's Kyle Tucker from The Athletic, he says, this is a basketball school, Alabama is a football school. So is Georgia. So no disrespect to our football team. I hope they win 10 games and go to bowls. But this is a basketball school. So, interesting. Well, if you didn't take offense to that, Kentucky's head coach absolutely did. And had like the greatest tweet. And this is the one that I happened to see when I was scrolling Twitter.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, Stoops? Like, he said, basketball school. I thought we competed in the SEC. Hashtag 4 straight postseason wins. So nice little shade there by Stoops, too, because Kentucky has quietly been a very good football program recently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, there's nobody out here is saying that Kentucky isn't known for basketball. Nobody's out here saying Kentucky isn't a basketball school per se. But you don't need to tear down one of your other programs in order to make yourself feel better.
And not only that, just 10 games. I mean, with all due respect, right? What I'm saying is, I really want them to win 10 games. Not, I hope they win every game this season and bring home a national championship. It's, I hope you win 10 games and maybe win a bowl game.
You know what the shade is? The shade is Kentucky is a contender to win a national championship in basketball.
Yeah.
He's saying the football team is not even a contender.
Right. But he's saying that, which he in a way in which he believes is the best way possible. But people can read between the lines. Think about what you say. And it's just like you said, don't throw a partner program under the bus to try to get what you want, because that just exposes the type of person that you are.
Exactly. So all of that with Kentucky's going on, and timing is absolutely everything. Here, Harsin happens to catch this on Twitter. He's not openly admitting it that he saw this going down, but he absolutely did.
He absolutely did.
Because Harsin just happens to post, like, a couple hours after all that goes down, Auburn family at Coach Bruce Pearl or whatever, hashtag everything school, hashtag War Eagle. And he posts a nice little photo of him and Bruce wearing their Under Armour polos. So, a nice little, like, hey, we're together, we're in everything school. We're not a football.
You ever seen like you ever seen just clips of like Justin Bieber concerts? Girls like, Harsin had to see that tweet and go, oh my god, I gotta message Bruce right now, and we gotta get a picture together now. But not only that, maybe they had a selfie hidden away in there. Yeah. Maybe they had a selfie hidden away in their album. I mean, maybe they're just like read each other's minds, like, bro, we gotta post something right now. But that is priceless. I love it.
It's beautiful.
And good God, it's a masterpiece.
It absolutely is. So, Harsin, even though he had a rough start to the quote off season, he's doing perfectly fine right now as far as getting everyone behind him. So now, of course, the next step is you got to show it on the field.
Right.
So I don't know what kind of expectations do you think you have for the season?
As far as like win-loss,
kind of what would constitute a good season for you?
Okay, so what would constitute a good season for me? Fundamentally, I mean, honestly, it just comes down to the small things. Less drop passes. I want to see us. I want to see us getting more yards per game, more touchdowns. We had a decent run game last year, but I don't think we had the O-line to back it up.
No.
What I want to see is, I want to see a more disciplined quarterback, whether that's T.J. Finley, Zach Calzada, Robbie Ashford. I want to see a more disciplined quarterback, someone that's going to sit in the pocket, someone who isn't afraid to take a hit, someone who is confident in their decision-making and can move the ball downfield. That's what I want to see. As far as a win-loss record, my expectations for this year, I think we're going to do pretty well. I think we're going to do pretty solid. there are going to be some big games that I feel like we need to worry about. Obviously, Alabama, Georgia. I'm a little rocky about the Penn State game. Hoping we can pull that through, but there's some good teams in the SEC that we have to play every year, but especially this year as far as importance coming off of such a rocky season. You have teams like Ole Miss, Arkansas, A&M, Alabama, Georgia, all of which could be losses. Was that Jarrett?
Jarrett.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's calling.
I don't either. All of which we could drop any of those games. Not only that, a non-conference Penn State. You know what I mean? So, there's a lot of room there. Let me rephrase that. There are a lot of mistakes that can be made as far as dropping games. There are 6 games I feel like this season, to me, that are completely up in the air. But that's only because, you have to see it on the field. We got 2 pancake games, right? And then we have Penn State.
Yeah.
We have 2 pancake games and then Penn State.
Pancake. Okay.
Pancake, cupcake,
Whatever.
whatever cake you prefer. Red velvet, coconut, carrot cake. Carrot cake's pretty good.
Low key carrot cake is
Carrot
pretty good.
cake is kind of popping. Anyway,
we got a good homemade recipe. Now I want some.
Yeah, my grandmother used to make carrot cake every year for Easter.
So good.
Anyway,
now
as far as win loss, I can see 8-4.
that's
I feel
reasonable.
like a good South Carolina season.
Like they would build a statue for Gus if he did that in Arkansas or South Carolina or whatever.
Yeah. I see us going 8-4. Fundamentally, the things that I want to see is better pass blocking, a better downhill run game. Call me crazy, but I liked not throwing a bubble screen on 3rd and 19. I liked we actually we may have dropped some passes, which comes back to my issue with last year. I want to see less drop passes. We're passing vertically, but we got to get better at our pass game if we're going to want to be successful, because I feel like the one thing that we've been missing as a team, and we have the opportunity to do this year, have the ability to do, is be a balanced football team.
Right, and that's where my expectation level is too. There are a lot of games to me that are up in the air, and it depends on where the season goes, and that's kind of how we were last year. Couple of bounces of the ball here and there, an injury or two doesn't happen, and we're sitting here like 9-3 last year.
Yeah,
and that's what's kind of the improvement that I need to see doesn't necessarily need to be wins and losses.
Right, and
I need to know at the end of the season that we're a better team than we were when we started the season. And just, philosophically, we need to be better than we were when we started. And I need to see that the improvements are made, like you said, at wide receiver, quarterback. All of that needs to be done. Yeah.
Most definitely O-line.
Our offensive line, funny enough, was actually okay in pass blocking last year. It's our run blocking that was bad. And usually for Auburn, that's the opposite. Usually we can run the ball and we can't pass it. But, yeah, so that has to be absolutely improved because we're wasting Tank Bigsby.
We really are.
This is his final year at Auburn, and we're wasting him if we don't have a good run blocking.